Welcome, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is a planning session for Cada Welsh. It is a social language learning program. It sort of integrates study of a language into a live web meeting. And this is a planning meeting for a presentation that we're going to be giving on February 9th, Tuesday, February 9th, to the Welsh Assembly. And that will be at 4:30 p.m. in South Wales, which is, for those of you in Argentina, is 1:30 p.m. in Argentina. And then also we have 11:30 a.m. on the Eastern U.S., 10:30 Central, 9:30 Mountain, and 8:30 Pacific time. My name is Michael Henry, and I'm going to be joined by Fiona Carroll in just a little bit. We are the facilitators for the program. We are not Welsh speakers. We are educators. We're interested in how the program can be used as a social language learning platform. We're researching social language learning in general, and also this particular platform, which is designed to have people share experiences in the target language and share information about their family and friends and travels and things of that nature. And hopefully what that does is develop a community where people can practice on a daily basis their language and also share and understand more about the culture. What I'm going to do right at this particular moment is actually talk to Robert. So I'm going to be unmuting your microphone, Robert, and bring you to the panel. So what you can do is, actually, Bo, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent. Yeah, sure can. Are you in a place where you can speak for a moment or two?
I am.
Great. What I'm going to do is actually screen share for the moment. I did that introduction basically because we're recording all of these sessions. And unfortunately, we have 3 people who are coming later. They're not coming at the scheduled time. So I'm going to be hanging around, but I don't want you to have to hang around. What I'd like to do is to, let's see here. I'm going to go to our slides. Bo, are you still willing to share a word in Welsh and a couple of sentences that would work in Welsh?
I have a couple of sentences. I have one for each word that I picked out, but I picked out 2 words just in case there was a redundancy.
Excellent. Would you do a favor for me? And if you have them written out, I'm going to actually stop screen sharing for a moment and go back to the meeting, because what I'd like you to do is actually to paste the word and also the sentences into the chat window.
Sure. One moment.
Okay, great. We've got that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my desktop again. Okay, and so basically the way it works is this. What we'll do is we'll start with the facilitator. Well, actually, I'm going to back up to the beginning here, because what we do in the Cada is we first start speaking English. So at the very beginning of the meeting, people will come in, and this is the slide they'll see, just please stand by. And so then the hosts and the facilitators will welcome everyone. They'll welcome everyone in Welsh, but they'll ask people to type into the chat window. Let me ask you a question. When I'm screen sharing, do you still see the chat window there?
I do.
Okay, just go ahead, and they'll say in English, they'll say, we'd like you to participate. This is not just to be listening. We want you to type into the chat window throughout the presentation. And so right now, just type in hello, and you can see it's very similar to the English, but it's just one L, and it sounds like, and then they would say hello. And feel free to say hello and the pronunciation. It's very similar.
Hello.
Okay, great. Excellent. So people would type hello in the chat window, and we would, as people did that, we would recognize individuals, and we would say hello back to them. And that basically is just to keep people engaged. And then before we begin, we will speak English to you, but we will go into Welsh, and it will be totally Welsh virtual immersion experience. And the idea of Cada Welsh is not to replace online learning activities that you already participate in, such as, for example, doing Welsh in Duolingo, or doing it in WeSpeak, or doing it in online classes or in face-to-face classes. This is designed really just to enhance your experience learning in a social way. So so you could, they may ask a question in Welsh here. They may say, you know, have you posted an activity in a social media site using Cada Welsh? So you could say right now, yes or no, either in English or in Welsh, either way in the chat window. And that's what they would do at that point. And then, again, participation is vital to the success of this particular program. So posting your activities in Cada Welsh Learning Management System or Facebook or Google Plus is vital, because that's where the activities come from. So when you post an activity in Cada Welsh, the Facebook site or Google Plus, or in the Learning Management System, the online class, then what we'll do is invite you to come to the panel and share your activity in a live meeting just like this. And we also don't separate people who are just beginning, because if you're just a beginner, you can listen. So you can right now type, if you're just a beginner, just go ahead and type. And Bo, you want to try to pronounce that? How do you pronounce the I can listen?
Calaf. Wandro.
Okay, that's wonderful. Go ahead and type that into the chat window, and that means you can just listen. But if you're an intermediate speaker, you can also read to others, and so you could Galaf Darlen, or I can't pronounce it, and of course we'll have bilingual facilitators that will pronounce all of this. And then if you're an advanced speaker, you can create your own story. You can share a story about a trip that you've taken, or you can share a story about family and friends, or an event that's happened in the past. And really, that's your opportunity to just create. So right now, if you feel free to type into the chat window. So we encourage people to type in the chat window at each step. And then what we also do is we share the process of learning, because oftentimes people think of language learning as a very complex thing, and it frankly is a complex thing, but it is possible to immerse yourself in a language and just simply try to understand based on what you hear and what you see. And you can see in this particular slide, what we did was we have the English, but we also have the Welsh down below. So you could look at the Welsh and try to understand the Welsh. So for example, listen, Gorando, I can't pronounce it, but anyhow, we'll have to get someone here to help us with that. But you can see that we try to ask you to do activities, ask questions, and just simply try to understand and think in these virtual meetings, and then study in your regular meetings. And then the host facilitator will also ask for volunteers, people who are ready to get involved, who want to share just a word from the dictionary, or a verb, or a song that they saw on YouTube, and you can type into the chat window and say, yes, I can in Welsh, which is, and Bo, feel free to pronounce yes, I can in Welsh. Can you see that at the bottom of the screen?
Tugalaf.
Say that again.
Tugalaf.
Okay, wonderful. And then we would ask everyone to please just type, yes, I can volunteer, because that's really the process of learning, is being willing to step out and try, because that's really gives you that extra motivation to study the language and focus your language learning. So if you don't understand, you can also type into the chat window, araf, ara, Arafash. Right. Go ahead and see if you can pronounce slower. Say that again.
Arafa.
Okay, wonderful. And so feel free to type that right now just to practice typing slower. Or I don't understand. You can type I don't understand. And we like to have you type these in Welsh. So if you need to remember these phrases, you may want to write them down now. So if you want to say I don't understand, or if someone asks you a question during the meeting and you don't understand, you would say, Bo.
Need we and Dal.
Okay, wonderful. And then of course we have help as well, which is a little bit simpler then. And also then, so we want you right now to say, well, do you understand? But we want you to say, I understand, which we might need to have, I need to fix that, because I need to say, I understand. I understand. So I need to fix this. Okay. What's that? Need dial. So it would be like need dial.
I think that's what it should be.
Yeah. Need. Oh, so let me see what you've got there, because let's see.
Let me check myself. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, I've got it here. Let's see. Yeah, that's wonderful. And the other fun thing about this is that there are different ways to say these things. And okay, so then we'll put that. Okay, so then we'll just ask them to to type I understand, because if they don't understand, then they would we need to explain it a little bit further. Oh, and I think
when you say I, you can also do it's two F's.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
And there's fa. It's like a V sound.
Okay. Okay, great. And okay, then basically that's how this works for the next time that we're together. We speak only Welsh. Listen, watch, and you'll see hints on the screen that will help you with the language. So then they basically go into Welsh and they welcome people. They ask people to type hello in Welsh. They don't give any prompts in English at this point. And they talk to each other and ask each other how their day was and what was going on with each other, and are they ready to do another session of Cada Welsh. And then they talk about the students that they have on the panel today, which, Bo, I'm going to need a photograph of you as well. Can you, I'll be sure to send you a message. What's that?
I do a photograph.
Yeah, that would be great. Go send it. I'll replace this with a photograph of you as well as the other participants that will be joining. And they basically, at this point, they will say something like, Johan, how, in Welsh, they'll say, Johan, how are you today? And then they'll stop and let Johan try to say, I'm fine. If he can't, then he just says, I don't understand. And then they would say that's fine, and they'll go to the next person. And so there'll be just a little pleasantry, just saying, how are you? And somehow you'll need to be able to say, I'm fine, except in Welsh. And if you can't, that's okay too. And then what they'll do is they'll ask everyone else, how are you? And we want you to type into the chat window, I'm fine, or I'm tired, or I'm happy. And so they'll ask, how are you? And so everyone is to type into the chat window, I'm fine, or I'm happy, or I'm tired, or whatever. And this is all conducted in Welsh. We are speaking English right now just basically to show the facilitators and everyone else how it works so that we're not surprised on February 9th. And then we ask, where are you? Where are you right now? And so the facilitator will, in Welsh, ask people where they are. You could type, I'm in Chicago. I'm in Chicago, but I am from Wales. So where are you? So right now, people will just type into the chat window, and people who are able to say, I live in Chicago, or I live in New York, or I live in Buenos Aires, they can just type that into the chat window in Welsh, and that will help identify where people are at that particular moment. So feel free right now. I don't know, can you see if you can type, I live in Kansas City? There you go. Excellent. And we would give people time to do that. And we would also recognize people from different cities around the world, frankly, in the beginning of the meeting. And then what we would do is we'd also tell people in Welsh that the activities are all on the handout, and they can find the handout in the Google Plus community, and they can also find it in the Facebook area, and they can also find it in the online class. And the handout has in English and in Welsh how to do each of the activities. And we will ask, do you have the handout? And you can see there, there's I have the handout, or I don't have the handout. And I'm not sure that the grammar is correct here, but feel free to type into the chat window, I have the handout, and because I'm hoping you do. Great. Excellent. And we would also provide a link to the handout in the meeting so that people could download that. And then the facilitators at this point, they would introduce the activities, and they'd read the instructions. But you can also see helper text in English for the instructions. So if someone doesn't understand what the Welsh is saying, you can see the English translation there. And then we have the activity shared here, and then the facilitators will thank them for sharing the activity, and they may share just a little bit of information that they know about that particular song in this particular case, or they might ask everyone, did you like it? In Welsh, they would ask, did you like that song? And then they would ask people to type, yes, I liked it, or no, I did not like it, in the chat window. And so again, Bo, I would love it. You're doing a great job. I'm not sure of the grammar here, but feel free to say, yes, I like it.
Do here wish in a hoffi.
Excellent, excellent. And then, of course, she would also talk to the other panelists and ask the other panelists, did you like it? So they would have an opportunity to respond as well. And then the next activity is the Welsh word. And because each word has oftentimes multiple meanings, we would ask the volunteer, the student, to share a couple of sentences often to show how the word is used in a sentence. And so then what would happen is we would introduce the volunteer for this particular activity, and we would say, Bo, welcome. Of course, we would say that in Welsh. And then we would say, how are you today?
I'd say I'm doing well.
Okay, excellent. And that's all you really need to do. And so now we would say, we can see your word here, and they may even pronounce the word for you before you read it. And then they would ask, okay, Bo, now it's your turn to read your word. And they would stop speaking and there would be silence. And you simply would read the activity. You do not need to read the translation, just the individual word. So I will stop speaking and I will ask you to share your activity.
Buita, dwi'n buita cinio. Siarad, dwi'n hoffi siarad Cymraeg.
Okay, and wonderful. And they would very likely ask you to pronounce buita, or they may ask you to pronounce a word again. And hopefully they'll help you with that. It will take a little time to understand what they're saying, but they will ask you to try to share the word again. And so there will be just a short little time for you to work on pronunciation. And really, that's it. Then they would go on to they'd ask, did you like that word? How did you like it? And everyone would type in the chat window once again. So you can see by how that activity works that there's a little interaction. There's a lot of listening that's happening by the people who are participating. And there is some typing into the chat window as people participate. And then I'll just go real quickly. The other activities is a short story. So finding a Welsh story, a short Welsh story, or finding a news story in Welsh and just share it with the group. And then again, we ask if they like that. And then the next activity is to share a verb or a type of grammar for the Welsh language. And then did they like that? And then also we have an activity to share a tip for conversation, because often it's difficult to start a conversation in Welsh. And so this particular activity helps you to gain the confidence to go up to someone who speaks Welsh and just simply either ask questions or find a way to start the conversation, because everyone has tips on how to start a conversation. And so they would share that, and we ask if they like that. And then the next activity is a sharing a trip or a vacation that you have taken to a Welsh-speaking area, or a trip you would like to take to a Welsh-speaking area. And this may also be a travelogue that is shared by a company that produces trips for others to take in Welsh-speaking areas. And this activity would involve a lot of pictures and some description of different locations where you might like to go. And again, we ask, did you like it? Did you enjoy that? And then the final activity is family. And this is an activity that it gives the opportunity to make a short little description of your family and friends with some photographs, and you share that with the facilitators, and they will help you with your grammar. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, that's something that's really important about this, is that when we learn a language, we often make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. So go ahead and have the confidence to make mistakes, and don't feel like you have to be perfect in any way. We just finished a practice that we did with there we go. I hear you, Anna. Are you there? Can you say hello, Anna? I see you.
Hello.
Hello, I hear you.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está hoy?
Bien, gracias.
Muy bien. Hablo un poquito español porque me gusta mucho Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Muy bien.
Y tengo un departamento pequeño, muy pequeño. ¿Conoce Buenos Aires, la ciudad?
Sí, por supuesto.
Muy bien. Mi departamento es al lado o es cerca del zoológico. Zoológico en
Ah,
el
lógico.
barrio se
Sí.
llama Palermo.
Sí, muy linda zona.
Muy linda, me gusta mucho. También el museo Evita es en mi calle, de,
Ah,
es muy cerca. Es un departamento bonito.
sí, seguro, seguro.
Muy bien. Okay, Anna, because and unfortunately I'm calling upon your skill as a speaker. And we will right now, what I will do is I'm going to change the slides to the beginning.
Okay,
And what I will do, Anna, is I will describe how to facilitate this meeting.
okay,
We
okay.
will we will start. Of course, we're preparing for a demonstration to the Welsh legislature. So that's a very
Okay.
important meeting, and it is on February 9th, which is a
Yes.
Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Wales, but it will be at 1:30 p.m. your time in Argentina.
Okay.
We can invite other students if they want to participate. You are free to share the meeting with them. The
Okay.
meeting will start in English,
Uh-huh.
and then we will go into Welsh. So the beginning of the meeting
Okay.
will start like this. Fiona Carroll at the University of South Wales and myself, we will introduce the program. And then what we will do is we will describe how the program works. And we will talk about how people learn languages. And then what we will do is we'll tell the visitors who are coming to this meeting that we will give you a demonstration of how this meeting works. And at that point, what we'll do is we'll turn the meeting over to you and also to Amanda. And Amanda is at the University of South Wales. She's not here right now. She will be here next week. This is your photograph, Anna?
Hello. Sorry, I lost the connection. I just come back.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's all right. This is all recorded. So I will send you a link to the recording.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
It just disappeared.
Yeah. So what will happen is we'll start the meeting in English, and then
Yes.
we will ask you to speak Welsh with Amanda and just to lead the meeting in Welsh. We'll ask people in the meeting to type into the chat window. Do you see the chat window on the lower left-hand side? So we would ask them to type hello in Welsh. So let's just practice. Can you type hello?
Yes, sorry. Sorry, just let me try.
Excellent. And we'll ask, we may have 50 to 100 people in the meeting, and we'll ask all of them to type into the chat window as we go through the meeting. And then before we begin speaking Welsh, we will help everyone understand how the program works. So oftentimes people who are learning another language, they have multiple methods for learning their language. Some people may go to Duolingo. It's a great tool. Or We Speak, or they may go to an online class, or they may have a face-to-face class in their school or in their community. And so we want them to post activities in social media. So you can see it's right there. So you would, well, we will probably do this part of the meeting because you're so new, it's going to be difficult for you to do that. But we'll describe how this works. And then we'll also share that we want people to participate. And Anna, I would like to ask you to, does that at the bottom of the slide there, does that approximately say we want you to facilitate or to participate?
Sorry. I have a student in Uruguay who would like to try to see what is it.
Oh,
And
excellent.
I asked to her if she would like to join us.
Yes.
She would like. Then
Yes.
she's starting to learn with me by internet. Then maybe she can't read something.
Okay, that's
Very
wonderful. Yes, that's wonderful. I will show you those activities. So we want you to participate, and then what we will do is we have in a school, oftentimes you have the beginners in one class and you have the advanced people in a different class. What we're going to do in Cada Welsh is we're going to put the beginners and the advanced students all together. And the reason for that is because as a beginner, they can just listen to the advanced students and they can learn from the advanced students, because on each screen we'll put the English and we'll also put the Welsh. And we'll ask people to type in that window, I can listen in Welsh. You can type that. Or you can type, I'm an intermediate student, I can read. And so that's the way. So we encourage people to participate at their own level as they go through the meeting. And so how we're going to learn is we're going to listen and think and ask questions. And that's really it. It's very simple.
Then maybe it's better to use South Welsh version. Yes.
Well, actually, okay, so let me explain this to you, Anna. This is very complex. When we teach Spanish, there are a number of different dialects of Spanish, and you know this. There's Spanish in Argentina, there's Spanish in Mexico, there's Spanish in Spain, and it's all different.
Yes.
But what we do is we use a simple form.
Yes, but there's
and
not.
Then, right.
Yes,
right.
There's not Welsh. That's why it's very. There's 50 dialects in Welsh.
Right.
Then.
Right. So we use a very simple form. But here, Anna, this is what we do. That's very good. The facilitators. When you facilitate, you say, "I'm from Peru, Argentina." And we speak Welsh, but it is a different dialect than the Welsh that's spoken in Wales. And
on the problem I see in these slides, then you put my Kenir Tavlen, and this is from North Wales, yes?
Yeah.
And there's the Welsh South version is more easy maybe to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because to say I have I have the book maybe in South Welsh is my llyfr gyda fi. And it's a little bit different from you put it here.
Oh, okay.
And you have mutate there, and you don't have to mutate in the other way. That's why.
Okay.
That's why I maybe it's better to show the system.
Yeah.
You see, it's
Yeah.
more. It's easily to don't make mistakes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good to just put it in however you think is right, but keep the language very simple. I'll send the
Yes,
slides
of
to
course.
you. I'll send the slides to you and then also send the slides to Amanda, and she can make some
Okay.
changes as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Great.
Anna.
Well,
Listen, I think I need to run to another meeting. So
okay.
I will send you.
I will back with all translate, and
Oh.
we can speak another time if you want.
Okay, that's wonderful, Anna. You have been so wonderful to be here today, and I'll send the slides to you very shortly, and
Okay.
I look forward to the demonstration meeting. It should be very good. We have our participants have been practicing with their little activities as well.
Okay. Great. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. See you soon. Bye. Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao. Hasta luego.
Good.